two teams have met twice so far, with Real Madrid never having managed to defeat the London Gunners. In the beginning, Mbappe was twice in a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper, who was unable to take advantage of his opportunities. In the first half, Courtois made several saves for his team's goal, as the first half ended in a goalless draw. In the 58th minute, it was finally Declan Rice who was able to beat Courtois. The goal he scored, in addition to being beautiful, was his first goal from a set piece. A few minutes later, the hosts were ready for a second goal when Courtois, with the help of Alaba, prevented Martinelli and Merino from scoring. 10 minutes after the first goal, Arsenal had another free kick, and Declan Rice scored his second goal from a free kick, something he had never done before. His goal was so special and unique that it surprised Roberto Carlos among the fans. With these two goals, the motivation and courage of the hosts increased, and they achieved their third goal 7 minutes after the second goal through Merino.
What a fantastic finish from Mikel Merino!
As always, Merino performed a special post-goal celebration to pay tribute to his father after scoring. But that was not the end of the Spaniards' bad luck, as Camavinga was sent off with a second yellow card and missed the return leg at the Santiago Bernabeu. In the second leg at the Santiago Bernabeu, Mbappe scored 2 minutes after the opening whistle, but the assistant referee ruled it offside. A few minutes later, the referee checked VAR and awarded a penalty for a foul by Asensio on Merino, but Courtois saved Saka's penalty. Finally, Saka's efforts paid off, and he was able to open the goal for Courtois. But soon, Vinicius Jr. equalized the game. The home team's efforts were in vain, and it was Arsenal who got their second goal through Martinelli. Now with this result, Arsenal were able to maintain their unbeaten streak against Real Madrid. Against the run of play, Rodgers managed to open the scoring for Donnarumma. But their joy lasted only 4 minutes, as Du equalized with a spectacular strike from behind the penalty area. In the 3rd minute of the second half, it was Kvaratskhelia turn to score for PSG. Achraf Hakimi also managed to cross the ball over the Aston Villa goal line, but the assistant referee ruled it offside. As the home side continued to attack, Nuno Mendes scored a 3rd goal in the dying minutes to make things difficult for Aston Villa in the return leg. In the return leg in England, just like in the first leg, it was the away team who scored the first goal of the match through Achraf Hakimi. And unlike in the first leg, this time Hakimi's goal was not declared offside. Nuno Mendes had no intention of stopping Emiliano Martinez from scoring, and just like in the first leg, he scored another spectacular goal. 8 minutes later, Aston Villa's number 8 brought the excitement back to the stadium with his own goal. The excitement reached its peak with the second goal, but the assistant referee disappointed the English by calling for offside. But that did not make them give up, and 6 minutes later, their captain scored the equalizer of the match, making the game 2-2. Now they need 2 goals to take the game to extra time. Even Rashford had a chance to reduce the difference to 1 goal, but Donnarumma prevented him from scoring with a unique save. Rashford, who realized that he would not be able to score, decided to create a chance for his teammates with a pass, which was made possible by Konsa. Then, Tielemans' header was blocked by Donnarumma with enough skill to prevent Unai Emery's team from making a comeback. On the other hand, Martinez made 3 saves from Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, and Doe to keep the hope of a draw alive. But the hosts' efforts were in vain, and the game ended with the same result, with Unai Emery unable to avenge Luis Enrique's comeback 8 years ago. two teams have met 6 times so far, with Dortmund never winning. The last time the two teams met was in the group stage. In the first 10 minutes, there were 2 scoring opportunities for Yamal and 1 for Lewandowski, neither of which were converted into goals. In the 24th minute, Barcelona scored their first goal through Rafinha, giving the Brazilian star his 12th goal of the UCL season. A VAR check confirmed Barcelona's first goal. Just 2 minutes into the second half, Lewandowski opened the scoring for his former team with a pass from Rafinha, giving the hosts their second goal. But that wasn't the end of the story, as the hosts' relentless attacks paid off once again, with Lewandowski scoring his 11th goal. Then it was Rafinha again who provided the assist for his teammates. This time it was Yamal's turn to score for his team. In the 89th minute, Dortmund equalized one of the goals, but the assistant referee raised his flag for offside. In the second leg at Signal Iduna Park, the hosts scored early on through Guirassy from the penalty spot. They managed to score a second goal, but it was ruled offside. The first half ended with Barca having only 1 shot on target. As in the first half, the hosts scored early, this time with Guirassy heading home Szczesny's goal. As Dortmund came close to a comeback, Bensebaini's mistake allowed Barcelona to score a goal. Guirassy scored again to not only complete a hat-trick, but also keep the Germans' hopes of reaching the semi-finals alive. Dortmund's 4th goal came shortly after, but again the assistant referee raised his flag for offside. This was the 3rd Dortmund goal to be disallowed for offside. Although Barcelona advanced to the semi-finals, the defeat marked their first defeat against Dortmund. Their 24-game unbeaten run in 2025 was also ended. The first chance of the game was missed by Harry Kane in the 26th minute, who hit the post. 10 minutes later, with a spectacular assist from Thuram, Lautaro Martinez scored the first goal of the match. Nothing special happened until the 85th minute, and the game was very normal and boring until the hosts finally came to their senses and scored an equalizer through Muller. The home team's joy lasted only 3 minutes. This time, Fratesi managed to put the Italians ahead again away from home. In the second leg, the first goal of the match was scored by England's top scorer in the Champions League. But Captain Martinez did not give up, and 6 minutes later, he was able to open the Germans' goal again. The previous plan worked again, and this time, Pavard converted a cross from the corner with a wonderful header. Although Eric Dier scored the equalizer, it was not enough to reach the semi-finals, and they were defeated 4-3 on aggregate by the Nerazzurri.